Okay, Lee, Lee. That could be English letters to spell out a Chinese name Lee. Chinese name Lee used in movie Rush Hour with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan is Detective Lee. But this is Sara Lee. Unlikely combination of first name with another name. And Sarah would be white, Lee would be Asian, but what about Lee jeans? That is from a long time ago, like maybe 1980s. Lee jeans, Lee jeans, denim. I don't want to use the table as a surface to eat on upon because is not a nice table itself. Needs to be thrown away like a disposable paper plate I would use if I had one for now, but I don't. So I don't want to set this on the table because it's not clean to put it into the container of almond butter, but I can't avoid that at this time. So open the almond butter. This is already open, so it's not new for the camera tonight. I don't have enough food to open everything new for the camera because you are watching You Are Not Myself, so I am ready for that You Are Not Myself. I have things that are new. These bagels are new, but I don't have a proper plate. So I will set a new bagel from a new bag. Of course, the bagel would be new, but it's from a new bag. Right on the table, and I don't want to, but I don't really have a choice. But I can use the plastic bag. That is a little slightly better. Okay, let me try that. It will save the day, but I will think that is slightly not true. Okay, I need the knife that I just put into the almond butter to keep it from touching the table. I needed to separate the Sara Lee bagel half from half. Uh, I can do that by hand, but I would use a knife. How do you separate your bagel? Oh, you go to Einstein's Bagels and they do that for you. That's so nice. They have a nice, spacious kitchen they can use for many people to handle the food for you, and you can't do it yourself by telling them that you don't need their help. You can do it if they can do it. Do you think customers are mentally retarded and employees are really able bodied people? Why are employees helping other able bodied people? Do we all want to be served like God? Well, I'm God right here, and you don't know that. No, you don't know that. I'm God deceased, and you still don't know that I'm God is deceased. Looks like this, myself. So, what do you want out of the restaurant service? Are we sure that you can afford it? Because I'm deceased right here, disclosed by myself, and you still want to talk to me about yourself with yourself. Yeah, but it's deceased is like talking to a tombstone, except for that I have to do things for myself. I'm not really deceased like a tombstone because I am God deceased is not deceased that way. That's why some people don't understand when I say deceased, why I'm still moving around and about. That is because the creation is myself deceased. If you see anything, any creation at all, by being in it or by seeing it exteriorly, it is myself deceased. Okay. So, comments. I have internet comments that don't look right to me. I'm at the point where I don't need to answer the comments because I have all the leverage down to silence the commentators so far. And they are threatening that there are other people besides themselves to themselves. A commentator has other people in a live to itself. To itself. And I cannot afford that problem. That's you not going to jail and prison because you are yourself. Okay, now we have the point. Are you not going to jail and prison because you are yourself? That is you needing to be executed by military police. And then that would be inside of a jail or prison as well in the threatening. And you are not willing to go there. You need someone to come and get you and abduct you and put you in a prison. And then they need to put a gunshot into your back. So do you know where, do you have guns in public? Do you know how to fire a gun? Okay, you know how to fire it at the target, but do you know how to fire it at the Godhead to make sure that somebody dies of threatening? Because if you fire the gun at a body, it will live. That's because I'm alive here, and people have been shot in the threatening since I've been alive, but not in the karma. That means you don't see the gunshot go off and you would be hit or struck by a gunshot. I cannot afford to know you that way. It is myself deceased here. That means I did not mean for you to get shot by police, but you did start doing illegal action on the threatening. If you make a key, you are past that you were shot by a gun. Did you make a key? You're past that you were shot by a gun. You just don't know it. You have a problem and you don't know it. Are you using keys right now? You have a problem and you don't know it. You're past that you have been shot by a gun. And look at how happy we all can be. You're psychotic around what I am, which is not happy to be anywhere near you with myself, the Godhead. It's like if you're a jeweler and you burglarize the jewelry store by putting everything gold into a bag and another bag, however many bags you can fill, if you take everything out of the jewelry store by using a bag, by using bags. Then you carry all those bags out, one at a time, two at a time, however you can carry the bags out. You take them out to your own car, parking in the parking lot. It might even say that it's a special parking space for you. And then you drive your bags of gold all the way out of town to the city dump. And you open up each bag the same way you closed it at the city dump, standing over garbage, surrounded by garbage, standing over garbage, surrounded by garbage. You open up the black bag or a bag with gold, and then you empty it right into the city dump, garbage all around you. Did you have to climb up a lot of garbage to get to the place where you would dump it out? Did you mix all that gold in with all the regular garbage? Would be like food wrappers and maybe an old couch and sofa and all the old things people throw away. Well, God is in the threatening that he made the city dump more than it would just be for a truck to unload garbage. You don't really see the city dump forming. You don't see that. If you watch Law and Order, I will use that as a referral. Jerry Orbach in Law and Order can see the city dump with his police motor vehicle parking. So you can see that there is some moving around of the garbage in the city dump, but you can see that the garbage is like, you can't really just like bring a load of garbage and drop it there. It's so much garbage. It's a whole city dump. It's a whole dump. How did it form? That's God having counted things and formed them in the city dump. And you don't afford to do that. If you're a jeweler and you count every item of jewelry in a jewelry store, you can't afford to dump it in the city dump because you count it every day. If you work in a jewelry store for a year, you counted the jewelry every day for 365 days. You counted all the jewelry. If you had 10,000 pieces of jewelry, you counted it 365 times. And then you poured it out into the city dump over all that garbage that's counted every day. That's God counting the garbage. Well, I am the soul of the superior founder deceased right here, and I start creation as myself. And you have been counting what I eat, even though I start creation and I decease. Creation is going to decease that you can count anything that I eat. You don't know who I am. You don't know who I am in other ways. Like, you don't know what to say to me. You don't know what not to say to me because you're not supposed to speak to me. You don't know not to speak to me to save your own self. You don't know why you want to save yourself. You've got that problem. You don't know why or how you can save yourself. You need to go to jail and prison and die out of the leverage you don't want about yourself. You're not supposed to do crime on the leverage and consume it with yourself. You're like if you were robbing a 7-Eleven convenience store and you tried to eat all the food in the 7-Eleven instead of that you went to the cash register and took all the cash out and went to a getaway car and drove off. But how much can you eat at once? Your stomach is only this big, and you can only eat that much in a 7-Eleven at once if you're robbing the 7-Eleven by eating in there. You can't make all their stock go missing to the other customers if you just eat in the 7-Eleven. My house is not materializing the food, and you have that problem as well. I'm here because my house is alive. I'm not here because the supermarkets are alive. My house is alive. I find the supermarkets alive. They were already there, and they look like that from the dung genital deceased. You're trying to eat an inheritance, and it's not inherited by everybody who's not myself. You can't all be inheriting what the dung genital deceased left behind because the dung genitals people, let's say there are 500,000 of them, they don't know you, and they can't leave something to you as though they know you personally. They don't.